Hey everybody, this is Cricket here, going to be giving you guys my third Force Strategy Gaming cast, and what you guys heard was a little bit of guitar. I have a degree from a college in classical guitar, so at the beginning of my replays, a few of them I like to, give a little guitar solos of various styles, and it's just a little fun thing I do to take up the first minute or two of the game that normally plays out pretty standardly. So I want to go and get to this game. This is a game or a strategy by a Zerg player that was developed by Catz, Root Catz. Catz is the leader of Root Gaming, and this is going to be played out by Spanishwa from, you might remember him from my first video with Force Strategy. He is a very high level Zerg player, does really well. He actually just got second place in the StarCraft 2 Reddit Invitational that was just held this past weekend, and he just qualified for the Team Liquid Open. So starting to show up in a lot of different places, and me and him have talk strategy all the time, and he's just a great guy, great player. And we see that our Zerg player actually went for a 12 pool, and that is a part of this, and his drone is going to scout the Protoss. Now this is a build basically just for Zerg against Protoss, and basically Catz says that he only really likes to do it on steps, though I've done it on Xel'Naga. Spanishwa said he's also done it on close positions, Metalopolis, so it's definitely usable. The main thing is you definitely want to prevent the Protoss player from laying down a cybernetic score. You don't want to finish the wall, and then right after your 12th pool, what do? You save up 300 minerals, make a hatch, cancel it, it spreads a little bit of creep, and then build an Evo chamber. And so what's going to happen is there's not enough DPS or damage per second for the Protoss army, so this Evo chamber will finish building, and then of course once it dies, Broodlings come out, and they're so strong early game like this. Now, also the best part about this is once this thing dies, there's going to be a huge gaping hole that the Zerglings will be able to run through, and it gets very hairy when a Protoss does not have a wall off. It gets very, very scary. So our Protoss player is getting another gateway down just now, and here's the first 6 lings followed by 2. Coming up, and they're going to be hammering away on the cybernetic score. There are 2 zealots down here, and you got to be very careful with the Zerglings. You don't want to lose them, but he has to be very careful with his zealots because 4 well-microed Zerglings can surround and kill a zealot quite easily. And there is a little bit of a hole, and he sees it and he goes for it. So this zealot is going to have a very short life, and then they're going to be able to actually get a good surround on here, and there should probably be about 2 to 3 lings left to be able to run in here, and it looks like 3, so they're going to be able to run in here and run amok while more Zerglings are on the way. I bet you this is already rallied. Yep, rallied to the top of his base, and what you want to do is you want to figure out what you want to do with your gas in this kind of situation. You need to prolong. Don't attack the probes if they attack you. You need to keep these lings in the base as long as you can because you don't want another zealot to hold this wall. So you need to figure out, do you want to do speedlings? I know Catz loves to follow up with roaches, and so you got to figure out what you want to do with some gas, and it looks like Spanishwa has actually chosen banelings, which aren't used enough in Protoss player. So it looks like he wants to call upon the help of the broodlings, and so they are going to run up here and prolong the stalker while he goes ahead and tries to knock out these pylons, but these units from the gateways are going to come out very quickly and should be able to deny this. But stalkers, I don't think these are the best decisions at all. He definitely needs zealots to take on these Zerglings, but the probes are trying to help out as much as they can. More banelings are actually banelings are finally getting warped in here. Warped, yes, they're getting morphed in here, and it looks like Spanishwa pretty much has this game in the bag. These 2 banelings are going to be able to come and kill any probes that come out here, and this game is pretty much won. He's going to continue to rally more and more lings. Those zealots came just a little too short, and you can see the stock minerals that he does have as a Protoss player, and it's just difficult to continue to spend it. There's the GG, and Spanishwa takes the game. Now, one thing I know that someone's going to say is, wow, this guy was crap, this shouldn't have been able to work. Well, to go ahead and deny that, Root Catz has used this against some of the best players in the world, and yes, it does work, and it is effective. I've used it several times, Spanishwa's used it several times, Catz uses it still, and it works very effectively. Now, this was a 3K plus diamond Protoss player in the Reddit Invitational, but, succumb to this build on Steps of War. It's a very strong build, but one of the main things that you have to get is you get the 12 pool, You need to make sure your drone gets here and denies the cybernetics core. While that's going on, you have to stay on top of your injects. Of course, Spanishwa has a ridiculous APM, but it doesn't take that. It doesn't take that high of an APM. The main thing is you have to stay on your injects, you have to keep making links, and you have to make sure you nail your overlord timing still. Do not let that get away from you, because you won't be able to make units. You'll start stocking up minerals, and you potentially it won't be effective at all. So there's a fine balance that you as a Zerg player has to keep. But once again, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. This is my third cast with Force Strategy Gaming, and everyone that's come from Force over to my channel, you guys have been awesome, and I appreciate that. If you haven't done that yet, I just ask that you guys come and check out my channel if you like what you see. And of course, this is Cricket. I'm out.